Now these 8 limbs are for whom? So Patanjali has to define. What is yoga then? Ashtanga yoga. So the anga for the yoga. Who is yoga? Like in our example, I am the yoga and these are my limbs. So what is the yoga? Normally here, all the yoga students limit their understanding to 1/2 sutra, not complete. See? So they are told that Chitta Vritti Nirodha Yoga, and it is where they go the wrong way. Because immediately after this sutra, next sutra comes. Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodha Tada Drashtuhu Swarupe Avasthanam. So we have to read these 2 sutras together. But what normally happens? They take only this 1 sutra. Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And whole life this waste in controlling the mind. Friends, don't get lost in that. Why should we be afraid of thoughts? Why should we be afraid? When I open my eyes, I see so many things, lovely things, ugly things. So is it a problem for the eyes? If we see by the eyes, it is not a problem. If we hear by the ears, it is not a problem. So if we think by the mind, why it should be a problem? Why Chitta Vritti Nirodha? If you do Chitta Vritti Nirodha, then Patanjali would never have been able to write any book. When you are in deep sleep, can you write a book? No. Therefore, the subsequent sutra, when you are free from, be attentive, when you are free from the influence of thoughts, then through you, tada drashtuhu sarupe avasthanam, then you are abiding in your divine nature. Therefore, we are living in the relative world through the thoughts, but we are abiding in the divine. Abidance in the divine is the yoga. But it is. And in this Ashtanga, the 8 limbs, the most important are the first 2. Yama, Niyama. But you will see everywhere, they take a detour, bypass, diversion. Hardly anywhere they give emphasis on Yama and the Niyama. Yama sadhana is having 5-fold. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya. So if you want to understand it in simple words, Yama sadhana is our interaction with the world in such a manner that the world is not a problem for us and we are not a problem for the world. Ahimsa, don't destroy physically, by words or mentally. Ahimsa. But this we bypass. Then comes the next one, Niyama sadhana. In that Niyama sadhana we are told, Shaucha Santosha Tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Niyama. But if we want to summarize them in one single line, Niyama is, we should not be a problem to ourselves. We are the worst problem for ourselves. We suffer maximum only because of ourselves. You must have experienced this thing during our Corona festival. You are all alone yourself. Constantly disturbed. Who is disturbing you? Then we go to somebody. Hey, how are you? Oh, I am busy. But how come you came so much early morning? No, yaar, I was getting bored. So you get bored and go and distribute others or what? Imagine, when I get bored of myself, who can help me? If I get bored of this girl, I can run away from her. But if I get bored of myself, where will I go? Wherever I go, there I am. That is the niyama sadhana. See? And in niyama sadhana, shaucha santosha tapasvadhyaya ishvara pranidhana. Shaucha, external cleanliness, and inner purity of intentions together constitute shaucha. Shaucha is not only cleanliness. Cleanliness you get in the hospital also. That is not shaucha. When our intentions are clear, you are not a problem for yourself. Shaucha. Santosha, contentment. Patanjali says, Santoshat anuttama sukhalabha. Contentment leads to unparalleled bliss. Are we content? This we have to practice. Shaucha santosha. Then tapas. Now in this tapas, most of us torture ourselves. Agre vanni prushke bhanu ratro chubuku samarpita janu. Torture. Not eating this, not eating that. Observing fast. And you see all these tapasvis, they are extremely angry brand. You read, listen the stories from our Puranas, all tapasvis. They are a mobile shopping centers. Isko shop de do, usko shop de do, usko shop de do. Constantly cursing. Because you can do this kind of tapasya when you are obstinate, jiddi. Then you can do it. And then their struggle is, I can remain without food for 7 days, 8 days. Can you remain? I can stand on one leg. See? I can stand to the cold, not putting any warm clothes. What do you want to prove? And to whom? Even if we die, who cares? Tapasya is not this stupid approach. Tapasya is invocation of two important spiritual qualities. First, we have very low opinion about ourselves. I don't think I can do it. Why not? See? For that, take some small vratam. Not torturing type. Simple. That you must get up. I'm not telling you 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, like we do, like a booth. No. Continue. You get up early morning, maybe at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. After you get up, then make your bed properly. See? When you are using your washroom, keep everything neatly. Simple things. We have become self-disciplined and self-dependent. That is tapas. We can do it. In old age, one of the biggest problems is we suffer from excess of time psychosis. With shortage of time, nobody suffers in life. We suffer when there is excess of time. Every day we have to live 24 hours. Oh God, what to do now? What to do? What to do? So eat this thing, eat that thing. Or go to this place, or constantly look into the phone, or some useless kind of serials. Because we want to run away from ourselves. Tapas is, practice this, you can. So decide, make a life discipline, you can. It's not impossible. By this, few examples if you do, then you will discover self-confidence. For leading spiritual life, they require two things. One is, we can do this conviction. All the great masters lived on the same time scale as we are. Vivekananda did not have a time scale per day 40 hours and per week 15 days. No, same time scale. See, our Ramatheertha Maharaj, he did not become old. He could do it. Why not we? We can. So if we start this negative thing, I don't think I can, then you don't want to. That's it. So first of all, we have to discover we can. And second thing is, we have to have self-confidence. So for this, one simple thing I'll tell you. Try. You decide to wake up, let's say, in the morning at 5 o'clock. And you listen to satsanga, get inspired. Okay, from tomorrow, I will start getting up at 5 o'clock. And go to sleep after 2 o'clock, watching all rubbish things. And in the morning, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clocks, but you will get out of sleep, but not out of bed. Then your mind will come to your help. Now I am 75. In my whole life, I never woke up so early. Now these Babaji, they have nothing to do. They keep on telling all rubbish things. Now what am I going to get by getting 5 o'clock? Is it that God is available only in the morning? He is 24 hours available. And again we go to sleep. And then as usual, we wake up at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And then today also I could not do it. Then I'm good for nothing, I cannot do it. Self-confidence gone. These are the two things. Discover independence on things and beings. And we must have self-confidence. Then the tapasya is meaningful. It is not for torturing the body. See? Tapa, then swadhyaya, it must form a regular part of our life. That we must study scriptures. Take Bhagavad Gita. Must every day. And the second thing is, we must keep an eye on our mind. When these two things are consciously practiced, then we are practicing Swadhyaya. In between, Shaucha, Santosha. Santosha is contentment. There is no end to add something more. We have to draw a line thus far, not further. We have to draw it. Nobody can draw it for us. More and more and more. How much more? It's enough. Therefore, somebody has gone and played with that thing. Don't play with that bike that gentleman standing there. Don't play with it. People going on all right. So, Shaucha, Santosha, contentment. And what should be the contentment? One of the most important. We don't have to compete with others. We must know our own limitation. If somebody is chanting Om, you must have experienced this thing. In collective way, when they chant Om, there is a competition. Who can chant long? Om. Earlier, all Panchak, everyone belonged. Om. With whom are you competing? In fact, spiritual practice, yoga is done so secretly that nobody should know that we are walking the spiritual path. Nobody. Spirituality is not becoming extraordinary. Spirituality is remaining ordinary. Shaucha, Santosha, Tapas, then Swadhyaya. Now, how do we observe the Swadhyaya? Whenever, whatever we are doing, where is our attention? Is our attention on the results of our action outside, or is our attention on our mind? Before we take up anything to begin, during the execution of that job, and after the job is over, is our mind at peace or not? This is what we have to study. Mind must remain untouched in and through all activities of life. It should be available like a catalytic agent in chemistry. That catalytic agent will be speeding up the process without getting consumed. In the same manner, mind is used for getting the job things done, but the mind remains undisturbed, untouched. That is Swadhyaya. Then Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana is, this sutra Ishvara Pranidhana comes twice in Yoga Sutra. So important it is. We must have an element of the divine principle in our life as most essential. And for this, like when we have our meditation lectures, we don't have meditation sessions, we have meditation lectures. I am little abnormal. He will forgive me. I undo meditations. Spiritual life is not doing anything. It is undoing all what we have been doing in our life. Spiritual life is not becoming extraordinary, but unbecoming all what we have become. And therefore, you have heard our mantra, na kuch pana, na kuch khona. I'll give you my example to understand. I come here. Now, what is the foundation on which I come here? Na kuch pana. I not come here for earning a particular. If I come there, I should get this much. This is my fees. This is my Gurudakshana. No? Na kuch pana. When I am giving the talk, people will understand and improve. I don't expect that. Na kuch pana. What I am losing, I am not losing anything. See, the net result is you are at peace. To put it in one single simple line, let us not struggle to prove anything to anybody in this world. Our life is a struggle. We want to prove something. One lady in England, she asked me, Swamiji, I want to be like you. How come you are not tired? You come such a long distance and yet you are fresh. I want to be like you. I said, you cannot be like me. Why? I said, your whole life is only two things. You are struggling to prove to something, but you do not know to whom you want to prove what and who cares for you. Don't struggle. Be yourself. And the second thing is, we try to justify everything. See, actually, I wanted to come, but it so happened that my driver came late, therefore I am late. Who asked you? See, one of the things is mantra. Who asked you? 99% times we talk when it is not asked by anybody. So important it is. And therefore, when you are sitting for your meditation, one of the most important principles is we should not develop any fear. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. Abhayam, fearlessness. But they sit for meditation and there is a fear. And how this fear is expressed? By cracking the joints. Now, has any teacher told you, crack the joint? It's only because of fear or imagination. Swami, I get always this fear. You tell us to get out of the body identification. Now, if I go out, if I cannot enter, then you are dead. No, then I will not do meditation. Fear is one of the biggest problems in our any pursuit. Therefore, how do we achieve this thing? Just do this bhavana. Bhavana is one of the most potent yoga. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya, nacha ayuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shanti, ashantasya kutasukam. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya. He who is not well organized in his life, he cannot have proper understanding. Nacha yuktasya bhavana. And he is not properly oriented in proper thinking, he cannot do this bhavana. Don't be attentive. We are all doing this bhavana. I am a man. I am young. I am old. I am good. I am sincere. This is our bhavana. Is it the truth? No. So when we can do this bhavana, then I am the body. Why not do this bhavana? I am divine. Do this bhavana. Doesn't matter in what posture you sit. Doesn't matter what time it is. Therefore, Ishvara Pranidhan, the Lord is in our heart. And the Guru is in our heart. He protects us from within and the Guru guides us from within. External Guru is a burden. When the Guru manifests in our heart, we start learning from every experience of our life. Don't keep the Guru outside, like the shoes. See, food is outside in the plate. Where is the hunger? Hunger is not in the plate. Hunger is in the stomach. So the food must be lifted and put where the hunger is. In the same manner, where is the problem? Problem is not outside. Problem is in the mind. Therefore, the Guru must be lifted from outside, brought in the mind. Now, what the Guru does, he teaches. He may teach, but are we learning? Therefore, who is the real Guru? Real Guru is our ability to learn from every passing experience. He will guide you from within. Otherwise, all the time, Swami, when we do meditate, what should I do? Upma. Make upma. Therefore, these 5 things, when we practice, we will not be a problem for ourselves. Now, these 10 factors, 5 yama, 5 niyama, they are only referred by Patanjali as Mahavratas. Others are not referred as Mahavratas because they are the foundation of spiritual life. But you see, in 99% cases, yoga means they bypass these 2 and directly come in asana. So, yama, niyama, asana. And asana also, they become physical. Again, go to Patanjali. What Patanjali has told asana? Sthira Sukham Asana. So Sthira, steady, is an adjective of the Sukham, not the posture. Sthira Sukham Asana. We should be steadily blissful. That is asana. See? But we get lost only in the acrobatics. You will see in many yoga institutions, there are many students learning this asana, and when there is a big program, then the students will come and they will demonstrate, perform on the stage different asanas. And there they will be clapping and all that. There will be some prizes. Is the spiritual practice done as a demonstration to the world? Is it a arrangement? No. It has to come in and through all experiences of our life. We are steadily happy and happily steady. Sthira. But how it is possible? Patanjali gave Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. You can be steadily happy only when you are leading an effortless life. Whenever we are putting efforts, we have separated or gone away from our natural status, natural condition. For example, those who are hard of hearing, it is not their natural condition. So they have to put efforts. And whenever you put efforts, you get tired. And when you get tired, why waste time? Anything I can't hear, then sleep. That is how many people come in satsang and sleep. And I like them the most. Because they are left with no doubt. So Prayatna Shaithilya is possible Ananta Samapatibhyam. When you merge in the absolute, you are effortless. See? But instead of taking these words of Patanjali Maharshi, we get lost only in the physical aspect. Poor Patanjali must be turning in his grave. Arey yaar, I did not mean this. See, my friends, Prayatna Shaithilya, Ananta Samapatibhyam. Why Prayatna come? We want to prove something to somebody. We don't have to prove anything to anybody in this world. Be yourself. Then comes your pranayama. Pranayama is how much you are involved in this world without getting caught up in this world. You have to be active, dynamic, and one of the most important things, never retire in life. Keep yourself occupied till the last moment of life. You may stop earning money. You have done it sufficiently. But doesn't mean, now I want to take rest. What rest? Only eating and twisting on the bed? No. We have to be dynamic, creative. See? Therefore, all our instrument must be functional all the time. Now, this is one aspect. Second aspect of pranayama is very important. See? In meditation or spiritual life, only two things are to be achieved. One, freedom from body identification. When we are identified with the body, then only this world is available to us. And all our problems are in this waking world. And when we get tired, we go to sleep. When we are in sleep, the world disappears. So where the world is created, when the world is created, where from the world begins, and where the world ends. 4 questions. So the world is created. When it is created the moment we are identified with the body, the world is created. Like I keep on changing the places every now and then. So when I sleep, I keep the lights on. On that also there are questions. Somebody, why do you keep the lights on when you sleep? I can see the dreams better. Because every time it is a new place, I don't know where I am, which side is the bathroom, which side is what. So in deep sleep, where I was, when I was, what I was. So when the one begins body identification, so what is to be done? We will identify. The first step in yoga or spirituality is freedom from body identification. Most important. Another subtle point, you cannot live without body identification. See, Yoga Sutra, Yoga Shastra says, Sharira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. You cannot give a body identification. Then, very simple point, we have to function through the body and no more live as the body, for the body, on everybody. So the first goal in your meditation is freedom from body identification. It is for this purpose, whatever we are doing, if this is leading to this, perfect. Or whatever we are doing, if it is not leading to this, it is wrong. See? First principle. It is for this purpose, in Yoga Sutra is based on the Sankhya philosophy. And according to Sankhya, there is one soul per body. And therefore, why this principle of soul is brought? This is not taken into account and analysis and understanding by either the Yoga Sutra or by the foundation of Yoga Sutra, Sankhya Shastra. They are not taken into account. For them, per body, one soul. And therefore, they give a lot of emphasis on last life, this life, next life. And we don't ask the question, can you define what is the jiva? What is the soul? They don't define. Accept it. It is the soul. And there in Upanishad, it comes in a very big way. There are so many varieties of thinking about the soul. The soul is like if you take the tip of the hair and vertically, if you slice it maybe 10,000 times, then out of that, take one tip. Again, that thing will be the yoga. And then we get lost. When we sit for meditation, we are going inside. No! You are not inside, man. The world is in you. Then all the yogic practices are focused only on body and inside. No. Get out of the body identification. And this can be done only by understanding. No other way. Now for this pranayama is done. See, the body and the mind, they are held together by the glue of prana. Like the stand and the envelope, they are held together by the glue. Now these days, we don't have the snail mail. It's only the soft copies are this way. In the snail mail, what we used to do earlier, get a postal stamp and then you have to fix it on an envelope. So then give it a sanctification and thereafter fix it on the envelope. And then you have to post it. Okay, I'll post it later. And then you go, oh God, I fixed it on the wrong envelope. Now how can I remove it? If you do it forcibly, it will be gone 25 rupees. Then what we do? Envelope costs hardly 5 paisa. Okay. Get here that envelope. And that portion where the stamp was fixed, we give it a jala samadhi, merge it in the water. What happens thereafter? The glue is slowly dissolved and you can peel off the stamp without losing it. If this is clear, exactly the same way, the body and the mind, they are glued together by the glue of the prana. What pranayama does is weakens this glue. And when you have been able to achieve to a great extent, the sign that we are slowly separating our mind from the body, the sign is threefold. Number one, the body is steady without efforts. In whatever posture you are, without efforts. Second thing, breathing becomes slow and shallow. Why the breathing becomes slow and shallow? Because when the body is steady and relaxed, the BMR, the basal metabolic rate, falls. And when the BMR falls, requirement of oxygen is reduced. And therefore, effortlessly, our breathing becomes slow and shallow. To that extent, the mind has given up its hold on the body. If I hold this bottle in my hand, and if I have to write something, but I don't want to give this bottle or a phone for that purpose, and then in this hand only, holding the bottle and keeping the pen in my fingers, if I start writing, will my handwriting be normal? It will be influenced by my hold on that object, is it not? We are identified with the body, so our mind is taking the shape of the body. Thereafter, the mind will think only in relation to that body. Mind cannot think without a reference. In deep sleep, when we are snoring away, why there are no thoughts? Because mind has dropped the hold on the body. Then where the mind has gone, the mind has merged in the total mind. This is very important to know. Space is common for all of us. 5 elements are common for all of us. Body-wise, we are different. Our waking experiences-wise, we are different. Our dream-wise, we are different. Your dreams will be different, my dreams will be different. But when it comes to deep sleep, snoring away, that time we are all one. In deep sleep, we are neither man nor woman, neither rich nor poor, neither healthy nor unhealthy, neither married nor unmarried. Because in deep sleep, be attentive. Individual mind, which was created by taking the shape of the body, that individual mind has released the shape of the body. Then what happened to that mind? Now that mind has merged in the total mind. It is something like our phone. When we go to sleep, we put it in the socket so that overnight it is charged. Again, next day, we are ready to be with the WhatsApp. In the same manner, our individual mind, which was created by holding on to the shape of the body, that mind was tired. And therefore, when we are tired of holding something, we give it up. Exactly the same way, the mind gives up the shape of that body and is released and merges with the total mind. Friends, this total mind is responsible for maintaining life in the body, not the individual mind. Okay. So, like our individual battery gets exhausted, so we charge it with the mains in the same manner. Individual mind gets tired, and therefore at night we plug it with the total mind. And therefore, when we are out of the sleep, we are so fresh. Alas, what happens? We are fresh when we are out of the sleep. But after the sleep is over, we don't come out of the bed. We keep on tossing on the bed like the dosha preparation. And during that time, all the energy that we have conserved in the deep sleep is exhausted. And then, oh Lord, I don't feel like getting up. Anyway, what will I do even if I get up early morning? I have nothing nowhere to go. Ah, is this a life? Therefore, if you are out of sleep, immediately jump out of the bed. Don't keep on hanging on the bed. Then the energy that we have gathered through sleep will be properly utilized for the spiritual practice. Spiritual life is inspired life. See? You must have read in the woods, Maharaj's books, one of the most inspired saint of our country was those who have really wanted to walk the spiritual path, like Ramatheertha or Yogakuteeram. All we have gone through their life stories. And then we get motivated to walk that path. So to remain inspired, we have to get out of these lazy habits. It is here Niyam Sadhana comes. Shaucha Santosha Tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pradhana. Then this pranayama is done so that when you are sitting quiet for maybe 5 to 10 times, not more, don't keep on doing pumping the air. Purpose is loosening the hold of the mind and the body. That's all the purpose. So when you do it 5, 6, 10 times, what happens? All the toxins which are created as metabolic waste in our body, they are of 3 types: solids, liquids, and gaseous. Solids and liquids go through fecal material, urination, perspiration. But the toxins in the form of gases, they keep on accumulating in our blood. And then they become so much saturated, then what will happen? The extra air or the toxins, they get accumulated in the joints because 2 bones come together, there is a space there, and synovial fluid. These toxins start affecting the heads of the bone and also dry the synovial fluid. And therefore, when you track, nothing breaks. That air which was released, which was there, it is released. As this pranayama is done, maybe 5, 10 times, relax. Thereafter comes the pratyahara. Pratyahara means now you are sitting as Mr. Nobody. Whenever you are somebody, we start thinking about somebody. If you sit for meditation and the husband, What will be your altar? Your altar will be the Mahakali Nityakatsi in the hand. If you are sitting for meditation as a mother, what will be your ideal? The useless child. Therefore, one of the most important thing, pratyahara is do not become anybody. Insist. At this moment, I am nobody. Now, to understand this, we do a small experiment. Right now, as you are sitting, don't change your postures. They are perfectly all right. Now, let us play. Don't do meditation. Let us play. What do we have to play? Let us play. I am husband or wife. And now start thinking. Stop. Keep this data with you. Now, second experiment. I am parents or children. And think now. Now, last experiment. Remain as nobody. Stop. Let us analyze these three experiments. When we became husband or wife, the thoughts were pertaining to wife or husband respectively. When we became parents or children, thoughts were pertaining to children or parents. But when we remain as nobody, chitta vritti nirodha is not required. Because you are nobody, no efforts. When you become somebody, you have got a reference point. Mind cannot think without a reference point. What are the reference points that we carry with us? Past, future, and present relational positions. And then you may do anything. Nothing will happen, I guarantee. You will never be able to achieve this. Don't do that. Then, Prayatna Shaitilya, Ananta Samapattika, relax, relax. Suppose sometimes you are chanting the Lord's name. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai. Sometimes the mind doesn't go, but never mind, forget about it. Let's have something else, do something. Wash the clothes, iron them, or clean the house. And then our mind is running here and there. Then because of who? Because of her mind is disturbed. I don't know whose face I have seen early morning. A whole day is spoiled. Then the white tails. How many times I told you, don't do shaving early in the morning. You have seen your own face. Therefore, your whole day is disturbed. Friends, spiritual practice is not a punishment. Yoga is not a punishment. So, when we came to this point, pratyahara, we are now in the external world. So, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, this is called bahiranga sadhana. Then, pratyahara, we do not allow the world to enter us through the gateways of sense organs. Now, we have entered inside us. Now, inside having entered, now the next stage is we have to work on the mind. Now, what is working on the mind? Three principles. Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Dharana is fixing the mind in one place. Deshataha dharana. Then vastutaha dhyanam. So fix the mind in one place, on one object, dharana, dhyana, for a long period of time, samadhi. So when we are holding our mind in one place, on one object, for a long period of time, these three things put together is called the Sayyama, Trayamekatra Sayyamaha. Be attentive. Therefore, what is yoga? We start from Yama, we conclude in Samadhi, then result is Sayyama. This Sayyama word Bhagavan Krishna uses. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati Sayyami. Mind is no more a problem. Mind is not put into anesthesia. Then the mind is available freely while living in this relative world, but not getting influenced by the relative world. Like a good driver, he negotiates through all the terrible traffics, but he is at peace. He is not creating accidents, nor he is getting involved in the accidents. Exactly, this is what is the ultimate to be attained through yoga. When the mind is free, be attentive. When the mind is free from time, space, and object, the mind merges in the pure consciousness. In the Dakshinamurti, we have recently studied Vijasyantarivang Guru Jagadidam Prangan Vikalpam Punaha Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Kalana Vaichitra Chitri Krutam. What is the waking experience? Waking experience is time, space, and object. Try to deal in this world without reference to time, space, and object, you cannot. And these three things are the ones which are making us dance in this world. See? And therefore, we have the ability that our mind is at peace. It doesn't mean sleepy. Three qualities of the mind. The mind is at peace, it is alert, and it is vigilant. At peace, no more reactive. Alert, observing. Am I collecting impressions on the mind? Am I creating likes and dislikes on the mind? And vigilant, am I getting lost in appreciation or contemplation by the mind? With this understanding, when we lead our life, that is what Patanjali said, athato yoganushasana. Anushasana. This discipline. Therefore, what is yoga? Yoga is Sayyama. And when Sayyama is attained, the mind which is free from time, space, and object is consciousness. Ice free from shapes and temperature is water. Like ice and water, they are one and the same. The water solidified pond as ice, and liquefied ice is called as the waters. So what we have to do? Put the ice in the water. There will be no noise. You cannot hurry up. In due time, it will dissolve over. When this is practiced sincerely, in and through all the activities of life, we are practicing spiritual life according to Patanjali. Give it a try and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om. Please thank me.
The auspicious day, Dhamma Jayanti, the Anubhavanandaji arrived in Niramaya Yogakuteeram. Today's talk was under the banner of Ramatheertha Seva Foundation. And after 2 years, after the gap of 2 years, we have conducted the offline program. It is started by Swami. We are blessed and we are extremely happy. So you love the day. Dhamma Jayanti, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇತ್ತು. ಆದರೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅವರ ಅನುಭವದಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು. ಓದಿರೋದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಅವರು ಅನುಭವದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅನುಭವದಿಂದಲೇ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Learn from the experience. ಅದನ್ನ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಸದಾ ಖುಷಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ನಿತ್ಯವೂ ಒಂದು 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿತ್ಯ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗದೆ ಅವರೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮನೆಯವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರಿಟೈರ್. ಮನೆಯವರೆಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ಹಾಗೆ ಅದು ಅವರ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬರೀ ದೇಶ ಸಂಚಾರ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಸಂಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದು ನಮಗೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ರಾಮತೀರ್ಥ ಸೇವಾ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದಾಗಲೇ ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಅವರನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು Ramatheertha Foundation ಆಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು couple of years back, Swami had spoken on Ramatheertha's birthday. So this time I thought, let's invite Swamiji to our so it happened is through Dr. Yogakuteeram and Dr. Niramaya. So I'm very grateful to you, sir. Thank you very much, and thanks for all of you for attending. Now, Prasad, Swami is giving Prasad. I request all of you to take Prasad. ಯಾರು ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಗೆ ಗುರುಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ದರ್ಶನ ಹಾಕೋದು ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬಂದು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
I have not understood anything. I hope he spoke good about me. Take this away. That's all. Come one by one.